Hello folks, more camera gear to review. This time it's something a little different. I know it's not the first time I've said that, but bear with me. Now, if you've been anywhere that's popular with photographers, you may have seen a lot of people walking around with backpacks full of photo gear. Ones similar to this. Now, these are okay for carrying lots of gear and generally keeping it secure while it's with you, but I have to admit that is about it. Obviously I'm not going to say I know better because I've spent the money on these things, but I've missed out on a fair few shots when I see something and you think, oh, I want a photo, and by the time you take the tripod off the top of the bag, open your bag, get your camera out, the thing that you want to shoot has usually buggered off, you can't do it. So, I decided to replace this. I still use it from time to time, but not somewhere where I need to shoot regularly, with something a bit more practical. I have here a photo carrying system, whatever you want to call it, from Think Tank. It's a belt system. I've seen a few reviews on the internet, and I've been using this for about 2 months now, and I have to admit I think it is fantastic. It's a modular system, so the belt, this thing here that is designed to fit your camera in, and your extra lens pouches and whatnot, all come separately. It's not cheap, but the difference in how long it takes you to get your camera out, how long it takes you to get everything ready, is huge. You will not miss that many shots when you're carrying this. Now, as I say, it is a modular system, so you will probably not see that many people with exactly the same setup as you're going around the various places. I'm going to go through the components piece by piece. You can buy these separately, as I say, it's modular, so you choose what suits you and put it all together. The first piece of equipment I bought was, it has a name somewhere, the Digital Holster 50. This fits on your belt and is designed to accommodate an entire SLR camera body with the lens attached. The thing I love about this, just take the top off, there's no messing about with backpacks or anything like that. Take the top off, there's your camera, pull the camera out with the lens already attached and the hood already in the shooting position. I think I forgot to put my lens cap back on this as well. There's lots of various pockets. This one is designed so that as you open it, whatever's inside doesn't fall out. I've got my cleaning cloth here, so it's always useful to have it to hand. Another fantastic feature of this, I can't remember what they call it, I think it's pop down or something like that. You see the zip around the bottom end. Say that you're lucky enough to have a 70 to 200 vibration reduction lens, a huge long lens, and you think, well, okay, that might not fit in here. However, what you can do, unzip this round the bottom, all the way round, it goes all the way round. The bottom pulls down, and you've got another 3, maybe 4 inches now at the bottom of the camera bag to fit your long lens in. There are a couple of other cool features on the digital holster as well. You have these tiny little loops. I imagine they'd be useful for using bungees, something like that, for further strengthening the system. You've got your lugs here. This does actually come with a shoulder strap, which is okay if you want to carry it around. It kind of defeats the object of having a belt system, but I've still got mine kicking around somewhere. There's a little pocket on the outside. I don't really carry anything special in here. A couple of lens caps, lens cleaner in case I really need it, which I don't, and one of your fantastic little cleaning cloths here. Shove that all back in there. It's easier to take out than it is to put in, isn't it? You've got space inside for the rain cover. Now, summertime in Britain, yeah, weather's a bit neither here nor there. But I've not had to carry the rain cover, which is just enough, because unless you fold it down perfectly, it does make it a bit difficult to get things into the bottom. You also have, if you're a professional photographer, which I'm not, this comes in useful for business cards, things like that. People say, oh, have you got a card? Yeah, right at the top, give them as many cards as you want, loads of advertising, perfect. The other piece of equipment I carry is one called the Skin Double Wide, which is more of a name than a description, I imagine. I use it to carry basically anything that won't fit into the digital holster. The first thing that I'll show you, you do again get a rain cover on the bottom. I'm not going to pull it all the way out because it's a pain in the arse to get back in. It's a pain in the arse to get back in now. Right, give me a minute. Open it up. First thing you see are these things. You've got your little speaker, no speaker. If you've been using a computer at all ever in your life, you'll probably recognise these. You say, hey, well, what's going on? Obviously, you're pulling Velcro apart and it makes a fair old noise. Now, say you're a nature photographer or something, you want to walk around but you don't want to scare off whatever you're trying to shoot. So beforehand, you can pull this flap up. This folds right down, so then when you want to open it, no Velcro noise. There are various loops, little things like that that you can use to attach everything. What do I carry in here? Well, you've got a little filter wallet, a couple of polarizers, nothing special. I use this to carry my lenses. It's got internal dividers as well, so you can sort your equipment the way you want it. I've got, as on another review, my 18-105. I've yet to review this one. I have my Tokina 11-16 in there as well. Now that's a big old lens hood, but you can still fit it in with a bit of care. They do sell pouches specifically for wide angle lenses, but I'm not that flush. I can't afford to be throwing money on things that I don't really need. You've got a rocket blower. Well, you haven't, I have. Which comes in useful. Little lens pen, again. Probably shouldn't throw stuff around. Just here as well. This doesn't come with it, but it's useful to have. Little memory card thingamajig for putting your memory cards in. One thing about the system, because it mounts on a belt, you can actually slide it around on the belt to, you know, maybe if it's at the side you want it in front of you, you can do that. Or, if you're walking around and you don't want all your camera equipment swinging about, what you can do, pull off the top, you've got this plastic tongue here. What you do there, this is the belt that comes with it. You see the loops on it. It's a nicely padded belt and it's got a very strong buckle as well, so you're not likely to lose your stuff. What you could do is put the tongue through one of the holes. Doing this the wrong way around, but there you go. Put the tongue through one of the holes and close it off. And that now will not move in relation to the belt. One thing I forgot to show you, you also get a pocket on the front of this particular one, which comes in useful for gloves. If you're going out shooting, again, obviously these don't come with it, but these are fantastic shooting in cold weather and they fit perfectly in here. Now this, as you may have noticed, is unpadded, which it gives you pause for thought, but unless you're throwing your gear around, you should be okay. In any case, I can put these in here. I use these as a separate thing to provide more padding. It's made of ripstop nylon. I've not so much as caught it, let alone ripped it, but looks pretty good, feels pretty durable, and you will miss a lot less shots carrying this sort of thing about than you would if you had to get a backpack, fish around in your backpack. You even get the backpacks that won't let you carry a lens on the camera. You have to open the things, then put a lens on, then take photo. This lets you do it, take the camera out, take the photo, put the camera back in, just like that.